My name is Nancy Cabalt. I'm the chair of the Formula E team. It's the Netherlands e-mobility platform. And we are actually a public-private corporation where we advise the Ministry of Infrastructure about what to do to enhance electric mobility in the Netherlands and to be a front runner in this market. That's an interesting question. How does public-private cooperation work? Actually, we have gathered all the interesting parties involved in electric mobility. So that's the leasing companies, it's the government organizations, so both on the governmental side as the municipalities, but it's also car manufacturers, but also NGOs concerned about our environment. And together we try to advise and find common ground for our advices. So I think being good in cooperation always means that you try to find where you can agree upon together. And I think we're very successful in this model in the Netherlands. And we're bringing advices to the ministry every day. Yeah, so when it first was founded, that's already 15 years ago, electric mobility was it was a strange thing, right? There was not a lot of people driving electric cars. So it was more about promoting electric cars and about what it could be when there would be more models. And so it was really about promotion. And of course, a lot of cars came to the market. The Dutch were really ready with their infrastructure. And then the cars came on the road and we had to find policies to make sure the public would adapt to these cars and would like these cars and would start driving them. So today we're actually in a situation where we want to get in 2030 100% of all our cars new sold being electric. So it's really beyond publicity, right? It's really about policies getting these cars on the roads. Yeah, when the first charging infrastructure was put in place in the Netherlands 15 years ago, interoperability was really one of the key matters. And actually, it was because we thought about the driver. What do you want as a driver? You don't want 15 cards in your wallet when you enter up at different charging stations. You want to be able to charge like you're able to charge your phone, right? You want to be able to charge your car. So with this principle, everything was designed. And that's really what you then need is interoperability of these charging stations. What you then need is one card that works on all these charging stations. So it became a necessity with every charging station put in place. And it's been like that ever since. It's actually one of our export products now. Yeah. Yeah, it became part of the model. So at first, the grid operators, which is basically a neutral company, put in the first charging stations in the Netherlands, and they made this requirement already back then. So in 2008, and it became part of the requirements ever since. And I think market operators are happy about it because they want their drivers to be happy. And they want their charging stations to be found in apps or some kind of tooling so that actually drivers know that their charging station is free and that the charging station works when they come there, right? So it's actually in everybody's interest. But it started with, looking at it from the driver's point of view. Yeah, so there's the AFIR, which is a regulation which actually regulates all of Europe as it comes to charging stations. We already have a lot of experience, so we're actually bringing this knowledge to the table on how you can do this and what kind of software or charging stations or choices you need to make in this progress. So we're really bringing this knowledge and this Dutch product to the European market, but also Seoul, also to South Korea, they've adapted the Dutch standard as well, for instance, as California has as well. So it's really become a export product. Yeah, so we're now in a stage where we have actually a lot of policies on several levels. We subsidize still electric cars, but we also have, for instance, zero emission zones where you're not allowed to enter the zones with dirty cars, fossil fuel cars. So that's discouraging, right, of fossil fuel cars. And we now see, for instance, that we have a tax on cars which is based upon the weight of the car. And if you actually stop subsidizing that, then the electric car is heavier than the fossil fuel car. So you actually tax the fossil fuel car lower than you would the electric car. And that's happening in the Netherlands right now. And that's really what we're trying to correct this year, because this is really a discouragement instead of an encouragement. Yeah, so we always say, if you don't need the car, then don't take the car, right? If you can do it on the bike or you can do it on public transportation, do it on public transportation. And if you then take a car, take an electric car. Also, the car sharing, there's a lot of car sharing, initiatives popping up and being pretty successful. But you want those cars to be electric as well, right? So really, if you take the car, let it be an electric. But public transportation or bicycles, we're in the Netherlands, that comes first. Yeah. I think, charging station versus cars is always like a chicken and egg discussion, who was first. And actually in the Netherlands, we just started putting in infrastructure. And I think that really worked, because people have to make the change and have to, you have to know that you can charge your car and that and it's available. And if you start putting that in, and the cars come on the market, then the two can combine in a later stage. But start doing your infrastructure job. Get the grid ready, get the infrastructure in place, get the interoperability ready, and then your customers will adapt to this new technology. I talked to the vice president of a car manufacturer in Seoul, and he said to me, I asked him about the policies there, and he said, we don't need policies on electric cars. They're so much better. It's the winning technology. And if you believe that, then eventually the technology will win, the better technology. So that's also a good leap of faith towards electric cars. Yeah, I think we come out of a period of a lot of tailwind where, electric cars were coming on the market. We had the grid ready, and we're actually facing some headwinds, right? The political environment is changing, and we have to stick to the plan. So I think a lot of our efforts are now not about large future scenarios or how great it could be, but it's just helping, doing what you need to do today in order to even get there. So we're facing a lot of headwinds. So it's really changing.